Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I hope you've had a great start to 2020. Genesee and I got to spend some time seeing some family over the holidays, which was so awesome. But now that 2020 has started, we are as focused as ever. Genesee is focused on doing all of the house projects, and I'm focused on getting back into training. Now that I officially have my games invite, it makes this season a little bit more real, and we're really diving into preparing for the games this far out, and that's a really cool thing. Something I haven't experienced in my career to date. Having a games ticket this early in the season, something I'm really excited to see how we can mold together a cycle for the whole entire year. Our days are full. We wake up and train, we eat, we train some more, we shovel some snow, and then we train, we eat, and we go to bed. So I'm gonna get this day started and go hop on a bike. Well, that bike was a little monotonous. That's okay, because those are the kind of workouts that we need to be having if we want to increase our conditioning base. And here's what I mean by that. Daniel S. asks, how would you program for an athlete to get a better conditioning base, to be able to hold a higher pace in those long grit workouts? I remember a few years back, Genesee and I stopped driving to have a FaceTime call with Ben. And in that conversation, we talked about how we were going to change the type of athlete that I was, that we were going to build me up to be able to be better in longer workouts. Because I was such an explosive athlete. Because my aerobic conditioning was so low, I had to come in at a lower barrier of entry. And so 2 to 3 times a week in the first year, I would just get on the bike or go for a run anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. And over the last 2 years, we've steadily increased those time domains. And now we're doing aerobic conditioning somewhere between 3 to 4 times a week for 40 to 60 minutes. And the whole thinking behind this is if we can increase our aerobic base, our ability to recover within workouts is much stronger. I remember just 3 years ago, I had been to the CrossFit Games, mind you, several times. I was being out-hiked by Genesee and her mom. I couldn't keep up. My aerobic conditioning was so poor that anything that was over a 15-minute time domain, I struggled with. But just this last summer, Genesee and I ran our first marathon. I seriously never thought that I would be able to run a marathon after playing football because I had become such a quick burst, explosive athlete. I didn't think I had that in me. I used the excuse that it's not in my genetics. But in reality, I just needed to put the work in, and there's no beating around the bush. You just have to spend time doing long, slow distances if you want to increase your ability to go long in workouts. So here's a basic approach. Commit to doing long, slow distances 2 to 3 times a week. You can run, you can row, bike, ski, something that is monostructural and cardio based. This is not done at high intensity. This is steady state cardio. If you know your heart rate zones, this would be zone 2. And if you don't, just think conversational pace with an elevated heart rate. This shouldn't be too daunting. Throughout the years, Genesee and I have got on the bikes and talked the whole time, or talked the whole time while we went for a run. Sometimes we just toss on a movie to pass the time. Don't overthink it. Just get on there, have some fun, and move for an extended period of time. When Ben first brought this approach up to me, I was pretty hesitant. I was in the frame of mind that I needed to go hard every single workout and be lying on the floor, just thrashed. After spending some years doing this, I am so thankful for this approach. And I have a newfound ability to be able to go for runs and bikes and hikes for distances and at paces that I didn't think that I would be able to do in my life. So if you're looking to increase your conditioning base and your aerobic capacity, go hop on that bike, go for a run, spend some time doing long, slow distances. should be a fun Metcon. Oh, did you get me?
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. Nice job. That was tough. It may not have looked fun, but it was fun. Do you trust me? I wouldn't. That was a pretty light training day. I swear, I do hard training days. I'm pretty sure the last video we did where we showed you full training day, that was also a back off week. And this is a back off week. I promise I will show you a tough training day soon. We're just in the process of finding our rhythm, getting in the groove with training. As I mentioned earlier in the video, now that 2020 has started and I officially have my games invite, we're going through the process of finding how we want to cycle out the rest of the year. So that's what the last couple of weeks have been, trying to find some consistency in that. Which leads me to a question I got on consistency from Jared. Jared had lost about 80 pounds, but he got sick and just had a little bit of waiver in his consistency. So he asked me, in a situation like that, how do you rekindle your consistency when it wavers? I like this question because I deal with it just as much as the next person does. Jared saw a lot of great results early on, and as soon as he had a little bit of a setback, it was hard to get back into the rhythm of things. What I think made things so effective for Jared early on was he had something to aim at. He knew that he wanted to lose weight, and like, Jared, awesome job on losing 80 pounds. That's really cool, dude. But you had something to aim at. He had something to aim at. And that's something that I think is really important when trying to get back into a consistent rhythm. Is have something to aim, have something that you can fix your focus on. For me, getting my official games invite kind of rekindled that in me. It gave me something to aim. Now I know we're going to the games. I set my sanctioned event schedule for the rest of the year. So now periodically throughout the year, I have little things to aim at. Well, they're not really little, they're actually kind of big, but I have things to aim at. And so I know that I'm preparing for that. It'll keep me focused, it'll keep me engaged throughout the year. So Jared, find a new goal. And anyone who's struggling with consistency, create something. We're creatures that like to aim. We're wired that way. So find a goal, aim at it, and that's gonna help drive you and almost give you the natural inclination to create habits that lead you closer and get you closer to those goals. And once you find those habits and routines, then it becomes natural, it becomes cyclical, and you can wake up every day and you have a rhythm. And that's when consistency really starts to pay off. And don't forget, the beauty of consistency happens in the small, mundane days that don't really seem like anything great happened, but they were just steady. You add all those up over the long term and big things happen. Jared didn't lose all his weight in 1 week. I'm sure it happened consistently over a couple months, possibly even years. So if you're struggling to be consistent in an area, set a goal, find something to aim at and commit to that. And I think you're gonna see some great results this year in 2020. Well, that's it for me, guys. I gotta go shovel some more snow. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Is that proper snow shoveling attire?
No, I'm freezing.
It's a great little waddle you got.
Try not to slip. Oh, should I get the leaf blower for the truck?
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'm gonna try that.
Okay.